Hey guys, today I want to tell you stop blindly listening to feedback. Here's what I mean. I think too many people listen to feedback like a student, and I want you to listen to feedback like a product strategist. Let me give you an example. Let's say you get a piece of feedback in your year end review, and it says, hey, you have great ideas and insights, and you communicate them in a really compelling way. But you need to get better at making sure those insights actually get implemented in the real world. Now, when you listen to that feedback like a student, you just jump into implementing that feedback right away because you're assuming that the feedback is objectively, universally correct. You think, this is just how the world works. Having good insights is fine, but I have to pair it with the ability to implement. And if I don't, I can't succeed. And then you just get to work improving in the way that the feedback told you to improve. Now, this is a really normal way of looking at feedback because this is how it works in school. And you spent decades in school. The teacher gives you the rubric. The rubric is correct. You need to develop all of those skills in order to succeed in life, or so you assume. You do everything the rubric says. You get better along the dimensions that the rubric requires. And if you get an A, you're a good, smart, hardworking, accomplished person. And if you don't get an A, you feel like a terrible, dumb, lazy, inadequate person. Now, when you listen to that same feedback like a product strategist, something different happens. You don't just jump into implementing the feedback. You pause and you use this as an opportunity to evaluate product market fit. You don't see your manager as your teacher or your evaluator. You see your manager as your customer. And you don't see yourself as a student trying to get an A. You see yourself as a product manager trying to figure out, is this the best customer for my product? Is this the best space for my product to be playing in? It's just that in this case, that product isn't a habit tracker app or a coupon finding browser extension or a social platform for podiatrists or Uber for dogs. The product is you. So when you get that feedback, you ask questions like, well, hang on, what exactly does this customer mean when they say get better at implementing? Because implementing means very different things in different contexts to different people. And it could be that in this context, for this customer, implementing means getting features and improvements that your team cares about onto tech roadmaps that your team doesn't directly control. It's not implementation, the broad concept overall. It's a very specific flavor of implementation. And then you could ask, okay, what would I need to get better at in order to do this very specific flavor of implementation better? And I'll just give you some examples. In this situation, it could be I need to get better at influencing people. Given the way this company is organized, our team is never going to get direct control of a tech roadmap. So I need to get better at persuading people without having direct authority over them. And I need more technical knowledge. I don't have a good sense of what's hard or what's easy to build, or when something can be done on one platform with one tech team, or when something needs to be coordinated across multiple platforms and multiple teams. So I need to understand that much better if I want to get things built. And I need to care more about the end result. Right now, the changes we're pushing for feel really incremental and boring to me. Who cares if this user journey goes from 10 steps to 7 steps? This lack of excitement about the vision is making me demotivated. So I would need to find a way to get really fired up about this if I want to have the energy to carry me forward. Now, notice this is a very neutral assessment of the current state. This is not, I'm terrible at influencing and I'm a total fraud in technical conversations and it's so bad that I don't really care about our customers. This is just a calm assessment of where you are now and what gaps would need to be filled if you wanted to serve this particular customer better. And then you can ask yourself, should I invest my resources into getting better at those things? Or is this a sign of bad product market fit? And I should invest my resources into finding a better fit customer for me, the product. Now, whichever path you choose, it's going to take effort, hard work, and courage either way. So pause and make a strategic decision. Which of those two mountains do you want to climb? Because they're both mountains. In my own case, I got this exact feedback in one of my own year end reviews. And I made the strategic decision to change the market my product was serving rather than completely retool the product that I was bringing to market. If I wanted to serve my current market in that job, I had to add a new capability to me, the product, the capability of implementing initiatives in a large corporate context. Now, I could add that capability. I wasn't afraid of doing it. I just wasn't that excited about it. And so instead, I decided to double down on my strengths, which were ideas, insights, frameworks, communication, and then to figure out what new version of my product I could craft from those strengths. And then what market and what customer would be well served by that product. Now, there are no right or wrong answers here, but these are the right questions to be asking. You have a tremendous amount of skill and experience that you already bring to the table. You are not a newbie who is still getting up to speed on how to have a job. You are done with the getting to baseline phase of your career, where you learn the basic professional skills that are transferable to almost all jobs and all career paths. You now have a real, valuable, unique product that you bring to the career marketplace. So it's time to stop blindly listening to feedback and letting your product roadmap be controlled by whoever your manager happens to be at this moment. It's time to get strategic about how you take in feedback, where you choose to invest your resources, what skills you choose to gain versus consciously deprioritize, and which customers you decide to serve versus which ones just need to be fired. Taking in feedback, like a product strategist, is how you find the intersection between what you're good at, what you enjoy, what the world needs, and what pays you good money. There is an answer to the case here. And the answer does not involve you being miserable for the sake of making money, or being poor for the sake of fulfillment, or selling your soul because you have no other options. This is a solvable strategy problem. We just have to do the thinking and the iterative experimentation to find the answer, just like you would with any other product. But this isn't just any product. This is your life because your career takes up a massive portion of your day every single day. It is a huge part of your identity. And how you feel about your career leads into every aspect of your life, even when you're not working. I want you to put rigor and discipline into this process. I want you to get to the answer as efficiently and thoughtfully as possible. And I want you to do it starting today. So come talk to me and let's get started. Go to the link above and book a free coaching consult.